All right, our next lesson is 13.1, which is measures of central tendency, which is going to be mean, median, and mode. Most of you have heard of these before, I hope. So hopefully this is just a review, but we're going to go through this together. So mean is the sum of all the data, so all the data added together, divided by how many numbers there are, or items, in the data set. The median is the middle number, right smack dab in the middle. The important thing about median is that the data has to be ordered from least to greatest. And then the mode is the number or numbers that occur most often. Mode is the best. So this one says find the measures of central tendencies. We're going to find mean, median, and mode of the 6 highest grossing movies as of 2007. So how much they're making. First thing that I always like to do is I like to put my data in order from least to greatest. That helps me out. And here's how I do it. I look for my smallest one. So my smallest is 423. I then just cross it out. That helps me stay organized. So I have 423. Next is 431. So again, I'm crossing it out. Then we have 435. 436, 461, and 601. We're going to find mean, median, and mode. First thing I like to do, I always like to start with mode because it's the best. Mode, we look for any repeating numbers. Are there any two of the same number? There isn't. So unfortunately, there's no mode. Okay, our mean, all we're going to do is we're going to add up all of these numbers together. So I'm going to take 423 plus 431 plus 435 plus 436 plus 461 plus 601, and I get 2,787. I then need to divide that by how many numbers there are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different numbers. So I divide that by 6, and I get the mean is 464.5. So that's the average of all these numbers, and it's in millions, so it's 464.5 million. Then the median, we already have our order from least to greatest, or sorry, our data from least to greatest. Now we're going to find which number falls right in the middle. So I like to do this just by working our way in. So I start with both ends. So I have 423 and 601. Those cancel each other out. Then I have 431, 461. Then I'm left with 2 in the middle. So our median is going to be right in between here. One way to figure out what that median is to add both of them together. So 435 plus 436 and divide it by 2. So that gives us the number that's right in the middle. When you do that, you get 435.5. So that is our median number. That's the number right in the middle. So now we've just found the mean, median, and mode. The next one says Nabucco has test scores of 80, 85, 72, and 91. If her next score is 82, which of the following statements would be true? All of these are talking about mean and median. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the old mean and median. We're going to find the new mean and median. I'm going to first start by putting this data in order. For the old one, we're going to ignore that 82, so we're just going to use our first 4 numbers. So our smallest is 72. Then we have 80, 85, and 91. We need to find the mean and the median. The mean is all of them added up, so 72 plus 80 plus 85 plus 91. And I get 328, and then I divide that by how many numbers there are. There are 4 different numbers. That one is 82. So my mean, my average is 82. Then for the median, again, I start by crossing off on both sides, and I'm left with 2 in the middle. So I know my median is right between 80 and 85. So I'm going to take 80 plus 85 and divide that by 2. When I do that, I get my median of 82.5. Then for the new, I'm going to sort my data including 82 this time. So I'm going to have 72, 80, 82, 85, 91. For my mean, I'm going to add them all up. So 72 plus 80 plus 82 plus 85 plus 91, and I get 410. I then divide that by how many there are. There's 5. So my mean, my average, is 82. Then for the median, I'm going to cross out from both sides to find my middle point, and I'm left with 82 is right in the middle. We didn't have to add or divide for this median because there was a point right in between. The previous example we did, we had to find what was in between those two numbers that were both in the middle. So now we have to figure out which one of these are true. So the mean increases. Well, the mean is both 82, so this one is not correct. The mean is unchanged. That's correct, they're both 82, and the median decreases. Well, we started with 82.5, and we went to 82, so that one is correct. So I'm going to put a circle around that one. But I'm always going to check my other answers. So this one says both mean and median increase. That's not true. Both mean and median decrease. That's not true. So my answer is B. The mean is unchanged. The median decreases. This one says David measured the heights of 10 classmates. He found the mean of their heights to be 54.8 inches. He then added his own height and found that the mean, again, with his height, the mean was 55 inches. What is David's height? The first thing that we are going to do here is we are going to find the total or the sum of all of the heights of his 10 classmates. Because we know that the mean is all of them added together, divided by the total, and that gives you the mean. So it tells us the mean is 54.8 inches. So I can plug that in. And then it says there's 10 classmates. So that's how many we would divide by. That's how many there are. And we don't know what the sum of all of them together are. So here we have an equation, and now we're going to solve for x. To get x by itself, I'm going to do brackets and multiply both sides by 10. These then cancel out, so I'm left with x equals, and then 54.8 times 10 is 548. So that is the total of all of his classmates' heights added together. But now it says he added his own height and found the mean again. With his height, the mean was 55 inches. What is David's height? So now I'm going to set up another equation. I have the mean is 55. The total amount of classmates, it was 10, but then David added his in. So that's going to be 11, right? The 10 classmates plus David is 11. Then I have 548, because that was all of his classmates, and then I'm going to add in David's height. So to find the mean, we take the sum of all of their heights, so 548 is all the classmates, x is David. We're adding them together. Then we're going to divide that by how many students there are. There's 11 students, and that equals the mean. The mean is now 55. So now to solve this, I'm going to do brackets. I'm going to multiply both sides by 11. These 11s cancel, so I'm left with 548 plus x equals, then I'm going to take 55 times 11, and I get 605. Now to solve for x, I'm going to subtract 548 from both sides. Sorry, that's hard to read. And I get x equals 57 inches. Which tells me that David's height is 57 inches. Okay, one other thing you need to know how to do is choosing which one to use when given a set of data, or which one is the most accurate. So for mean, you would use the mean when the data has no extreme values. So when the data is all pretty close together, right? If there is an extreme value, the mean wouldn't be the most accurate. So if I'm grading all of your tests and I see that most of you got 90%, but one person got 20%, I wouldn't take the mean because that wouldn't give me an accurate representation of everyone's scores. The median we use when there is extreme values. And then there's no big gaps in the middle of the data. So the median, that's when I would use your test scores, or I would use median to find. I would use your test scores to find the median because that would give me a more accurate representation of what most of you were getting. And then the mode is when there are many repeated numbers. So looking at this set of data, I took a poll in her class to see how many times her classmates visited the local amusement park. 40232412123220. What measure of central tendency best represents the data? Then find it. So for this one, all of our data is pretty close together, which means we could use mean. There is also a lot of repeated numbers, so I would say we could also use mode. I'm going to start with the mode because that's my favorite. So I'm going to see which number reoccurs the most. And just by looking at this, I can see that the number 2 happens the most. So that's the mode. The mean, I'm going to add all these numbers together. So I'm going to take 4 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 0. And I get 28. Then I'm going to divide that by how many there are. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 sets of data. So I take 28 divided by 14, which is 2. Which tells me my average was 2, my mean was 2, and my mode was 2. So either of these would accurately represent the data. This one says find the measure of central tendency that best represents the data set. So I have 1, 22, 3, 4, 8, 5, 9, and 6. So for this one, they're all pretty close together except for 22. 22 is way out there, which means I would use the median because I do have an extreme value.